I'm here for another video because I just can't help myself, but I have daylight right now. This will be the last one, and that's going to be a book review of The Crown by Kira Cass. Oh my god, I'm so happy to finally finish this series. Like, I feel like I've been reading the selection for so long. Like, it's been probably a year, yeah, like under a year since I've read the selection, but I just feel like this series has been with me for so long, and to finally finish it. So another series finished. What up? What? Like, I love finishing series because it means that, like, I'm actually getting books read, which makes me happy. But I definitely enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 stars because everything happened and everything was perfect, except the only criticism I have with this book is it was quite small, and the end, it's quite small. Like, it's very thin. It's the smallest one out of all of them. I was really expecting it to be a lot bigger and have a bit more story in it, but definitely really liked what happened. It's just it was very small, and the end seemed like it was summed up kind of a bit abruptly for me, and I kind of wanted to know a bit more and not just have it end where it did, because I was just like, what the fuck? But other than that, I really enjoyed the story. The character development was awesome. Like Edlin. Like, Edlin really drew. I can never say her name, Edlin. I'm gonna say Edlin. If it's wrong, I'm really sorry, and someone can tell me how to pronounce this, but I'm gonna say Edlin. She really grew as a character, I think, in this book. Like, in the first book, she was really quite bratty and spoiled and self-centered, but in the second book, she really grew out of that and started really caring about the people and what other people thought of her and different things. And the selection was going so great, and, like, they had the elite, and then they had the big competition, and everything was going on, and it was so great. The rest of this video from this point on, though, is going to be kind of more of the spoilery side. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but, like, I really want to talk about some of the things that actually happened in here that I'm kind of like, about. So let's get started. Just say, the first thing I got to talk about is she picked Eric. She picked Eric. Echo! She picked my favorite one. She picked my OTP. I was so happy. Like, I was so worried that it wasn't going to happen because, like, I thought she was going to end up with Kyle, then I thought she was going to have one of Henry. Like, I mean, I actually preferred Henry over Kyle, but then I was like, and when she and Eric were like, I love you, I love each other, I love you, but we can't be together, I was just like, get together! I just needed it to happen, and it didn't, and it was killing me, so I'm so happy that she ended up picking him at the end, because Henry knew what was going on, and he's like, no bitch, you ain't marrying me, you're gonna marry him, and I'm leaving, so you have no one except him to marry. I was just so happy. They work so well together. I think it's such a great idea to have her pick someone who wasn't even in the selection. Like, he was in it, but, like, he wasn't one of the contestants. Like, he was always in the background for a lot of people, but for her, she noticed him, and it was so great. And he was such a, like, shy, nervous person at the beginning, and he really came out of his shell, and I really loved when he was talking about how, like, he pretty much fell in love with her since the moment he met her, and she was all like, and I loved you since now, and it was just, like, I was so happy that it was sort of abrupt, though. Like, this suddenly, like, bam, they're kissing, it's happening. And what annoyed me, though, like, is that there was only 3, like, real scenes where they actually talked about their relationships. Like, they had the first one where they kissed the first time, and it was all like, oh, this is so wrong, don't do it, and then they were doing it, and then the next one, they were talking and having fun, and then Eric's all like, just please don't contact me after the selection, though, because I don't think I could handle it, and I don't want to be a deceitful person if you're married to someone else. And she's like, totally understand you, bro, got this. And then the third one, Eric gave Edlin, like, a ring that was, like, from his great-great-great-grandmother, and he was meant to give it to the girl he was going to marry, and he gave it to her, and then Edlin gave Eric her signet ring, and it was like they were swapping rings, and I'm just like, oh, get together! And then I was just so happy that Henry noticed, and I'm just going to say, like, who else is not going to notice that he's walking around with her bloody royal ring and not think, oh, they should get together? Like, I mean, Henry, it was pretty easy to figure out what was going on there. So Henry was so good, though, like, how he's just like, you and you should marry, and he, like, gave them each other's hands, and then Edlin was like to her dad, like, help me, because I don't know what to do, because everything is happening. And then there was this really long story, and I was so shocked, though, when, like, that Lady Bryce ended up being, like, Maxton's half-sister, and I was like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. But I really liked that she went on TV and she was like, yo, bitches, I'm gonna marry him because I love him. And then she's all like, we're gonna become a constitutional monarchy, and we're gonna have, like, a prime minister, and all this shit's gonna happen. And I was just like, yes, girl, get it. Seriously, though, the end annoyed me a little bit, though, because I really would have liked another conversation with her and Eric, and being all like, you ready for this? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready to marry, I'm ready to be king. prince consort. I'm ready to be the prince consort. But no, nothing. It was just like, bam, we're over, done. It's finished. And I was like, oh, I wanted a bit more of the story. I really did. Okay, now that I've talked about that for like the whole video, other parts of the book that I really thought was great too is like seeing a lot more of America and Maxon in this, because in the first book they were definitely just parental figures, but in this one I got a lot more of like the love and romance they would have like had over the years. And it was really sad, you know, in the last book when America had a freaking heart attack, and it was like, don't kill America because it's just wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. But I just loved it that Maxon wouldn't leave her side, and he's all just like, Evelyn, you be regent, you go mess with all the people, go figure it out. I'm gonna stay with my wife. And I'm so happy that America got better, because like you can't kill the mother, and you can't kill the character who was the main character in the last series, because it's just wrong. But I seriously loved it, and I was so excited when Evelyn's all like, you know what, you need to have your peace, mum and dad. You need to be able to go and live your lives, because you've been getting the ruling for like so many years, so I'm going to become the queen. I offer myself to be the queen. Like, I was so excited. And then she had a coronation, and oh my god, when she had the photo with Eric, I was just like, ah! Seriously, everything is going to lead back to Eric, because I'm just so happy that they got together, because my ship sailed. It sailed in the wind. I also liked that we got to see her brother Aram again. Aram, I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounce his name. Like, when I read it, I'm always like, what? But her twin brother, I was really happy too to see him with like Camilla as well, to get to see a bit of their romance, because like he left his whole family to marry someone, and I think that's great. So like he's a prince consort, and Evelyn is like a queen, so it's like all these people are all royalty, and it's so awesome. And all the other, like the little Caden and Austin too, were so cute, and they were so sad about their mum, and they're such strong people though. And I love all like the sibling bonds in this book, like they're all on point. And also with all the other characters too, like all the other boys, like when she narrowed the selection down to the elite really quickly, there was only 6 guys left, and it was Fox was there, Henry was there, Kyle was there, Eon was there, Hale was there, and another guy that I can't remember his name, because he was pretty much all like, oh, you don't love me, I'm leaving, bye-bye. And then the biggest thing happened with the guys though is like Hale and Eon are actually like together, and it was like, what? We got some gay guys in this book. We got some diversity. Oh my god, this is great. I love it. This is happening. I was so excited, because it was like, it made so much sense, because Ian was always so like, he stayed away from everyone, and he was always really quiet, but it's just because he went into the selection so he could try and hide what he really is, because in this world it's not okay to be gay, really. Like, people frown upon it. And then Hale, he never knew, but like, I mean, come on, he had a really good sense of fashion. It was very, very like sensitive, and just you can pick it with some people with like how they're actually going to be. But I was so excited when Eon and Ale got together, and I was just like, yes. And Evelyn handled that so well. Like, she was so nice to them, and she's like, I'm just going to get rid of you in the selection, like one after another in like a week's time, and I won't tell anyone, and you can do it after the selection and no one will be suspicious. Like, she didn't hurt them, because one of the main rules of the selection is you can't date anyone while you're in the selection, because it's kind of like you're cheating on the queen. So that was really good, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And oh my god, like with Fox too, I really liked his character, but when he left, I was just like, I don't really care about you, you can go away. And then it was left to Kyle and Henry, and I was just like, she's gonna pick Kyle, that's okay. Like, I mean, I would have been fine with like Henry, Kyle, or Eric, but like Eric was the number one, but like I would have been okay to settle for Kyle or Henry. And when Kyle like was all like, let's do it, let's get married, and then she just hesitated, I was just like, oh, she's so good, because she let him go. She even banished him from court, which was hilarious. But she's like, no, you go do what you want to do in your life, because I will tie you down. And another thing I loved with Henry is he started to learn English too, which is amazing, because he's so devoted to her, and I love him so much. Like, he's such a nice person. He's just so good, like, in key with his emotions, and he was doing really good with his English. And it was nice too, because like everyone was trying to learn Finnish and everyone was learning English, and it was all just like, yes, everything's happening. And what I love too is like, when she actually proposed to Henry, it was so sweet, because she's all like, will you marry me? And he's like, me? Me? What? And then he's like, oh wait, and then he got down on his knees and he's like, Edlin, marry me. And then he picked out the ring and they were gonna be so happy, and I was again happy about that because I love Henry so much. He deserves to be happy. But then when he noticed how Eric and Edlin were around each other and he was just like, yous are gonna get together, you marry, I'll make you cake. And I was like, bae, love you so much. Henry is just a dutiful person and I loved him. And I also really, oh my god though, one character in this book I really hated was Married. Why was he in this? He was so annoying. Like, he seemed alright, and then he's all like, nah, you're gonna marry me and I'm gonna kill you and be all this shit. And I was just like, this escalated really quickly. What is going on? I seriously didn't like him, and I was so glad they got like rid of him. Like, they didn't kill him, but like they got rid of the issue with him, and it was just like, that is really good. But oh my god, another issue I had with this book too is like things were happening and I was just like, I can't remember this from the first like series because I just don't remember what I read. So people would be talking, like in the story, like people talking about things that happened a while back and I'll be like, I can't remember this. But anyway, I did seriously love this book. I hope you liked my review. It was more of just a rant over Eric, man. I love him. They got together and it's just everything I need. But anyway guys, thanks for watching my video and I'll see you soon. Bye.